Welcome. It is amazing to see you. Thank you for joining us online. This is the first ever Hope Community Church podcast. We're joined by Paul. Give us a wave, Paul.
Hi guys, how are we?
And by Fraser.
Hiya.
Give us a wave, Fraser. He's not.
I'm not doing waves.
He's not doing waves.
Hi.
Cool. That went well.
That was a good intro. That was a strong intro, Andrew. It was strong. It was good. Can I ask a question, Paul? Is that your shower curtain in the background there?
No, it's the curtain in the room, but if I open it...
Right. Okay. Maybe you should pull your shower curtain back over. See, I was kind of leading into a wee bit of a joke and you just kind of ruined it there, so that's okay.
Oh, right.
Pull it
Sorry.
back over and
I thought you were just having
just
a
carry
dig.
on.
He was trying to continue the content.
Yeah, that's okay. Right, carry on. Here on you go, Andrew. Keep going.
Was that the
So-
content? That wasn't the content.
great.
This is a scrap
fine.
one.
No, it's not.
So,
Keep going.
I mean,
we're fine. We're good.
We're good. We've managed it. It's okay. So, now he's gone. There he is.
My battery. I'm back.
He's back. So, the purpose of this podcast, which might seem completely random now that we've just critiqued Paul's curtains, but
You shower curtain.
the shower curtain, what we're hoping to do is have a wee chat, have a bit of catch up, discuss some stuff.
Oh, focus, man. Focus.
That's touched
Right, keep
Paul,
going, Andrew. You're doing really well. Keep going. Just ignore him.
touched Fraser,
I'll mute him until he's
spoken to us all,
I don't know how to.
and
Right, there we go. Go.
right. Okay, where do you want me to go from?
Just keep going with your introduction. It's great. It's really good. I'm moved already. Keep going.
So, the whole purpose of our meeting online just now is that we wanted to get together, talk about some of the new songs that are coming out that have really spoken to us from a lot of our favourite Christian artists. A lot of songs that we thought that it would be good to explore and talk about and chat and, come up with some things that you might find interesting whilst we are, exploring all things online at home. And so I wondered if, Fraser, you would mind sharing one of the songs that has really spoken to you recently?
Thanks for that, Andrew, because yesterday when we tried this out, you went to Paul first, so I was just sitting back,
Paul, yeah.
ready for that and not really ready for it coming straight to me, but that's okay.
Think on your toes. Think on your toes.
On your toes? On your feet?
Yes.
Think on your feet.
Think on your feet. Is that the expression?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Sure,
think on
curtain
your...
boy. Right, so the song that I chose is by Housefires. I've been a big fan of Housefires, and I think it's because of the kind of different approach that they take, musically, Andrew. They take a kind of different approach to worship, and the thing I quite like is that it's not really that kind of studio produced sound. It's that kind of raw, passionate, it's not really about the big band noise either. It's about voices and vocals and hearts just really kind of connecting with God. And Housefires was one of the first ones that I really saw that was kind of taking that approach, closely followed by like People in Songs that have become a big favourite of mine because of that similar kind of, it's not really about the produced sound, it's just about the heart and about, voices really connecting with God. And the song, it's not brand new, although they've kind of re-released it and pushed it just recently. It is called I Will Give Thanks. I think it's an amazing song for this season because there's some like cracking lyrics. I'm back within it. So particularly, there's one phrase that just keeps jumping out to me, which is, though this season doesn't tell my story, I know you'll move mountains for me. And I think it's that that whole thing of right now, as we're in lockdown and all that kind of stuff that's going on, it's like, okay, this was not in the life plan. This was not in, the kind of vision that we had for going forward, or what I thought would happen, in terms of God working out in my life and stuff. And so it's, although this season isn't quite telling my story, I still know that you're at work and you're doing something pretty profound. And it starts off with talking about how, God's mercy is singing over us. His faithfulness is there every morning. He's just there reaffirming that he is Father to us. But the second verse, which I'm trying to find on my list here, and I haven't quite found it yet, but I'm going to find it. It says, "In the silence, I choose to believe you are working in the waiting. Though the future isn't clear to me, I trust you anyway." And I just thought, if ever there was a set of lyrics that just described right now, it is those lyrics, like in the silence. What is this going to look like? How's this going to unfold? What direction are we going in? And it's like, you know what? While we're waiting on lockdown lifting and what's coming next and all that kind of stuff, I'm choosing to believe that you are still at work. And then the cool thing about this is that, and Paul will like this, it's got a bridge.
It does have a bridge.
It's got a bridge, and Paul likes a good bridge. And not only does it have a bridge, it has two.
Two?
Can a song have two bridges? Is it called something different if there's a second one, Andrew?
Sometimes, yes.
And what is it called? What is the musical
term for that? A middle eight.
A middle eight.
A middle eight, yeah. So the idea is that there's a section in the middle of the song that is a kind of a bridging point, but that there is a separate section that is specifically called bridge.
Sorry, that was great. So there's two bridges, or there's one bridge in a middle eight. Right. Why 8? Why the number 8? Why not another number? What's so special about the number 8?
Google it. We'll find out.
Okay. And does that mean that if there's a third bridge, it's an after 8? No. Right, okay. So anyway, the first bridge is really, really good. And again, I'm just finding it here. I know the song so well. I'm just... it says, it's just, why do I worry? Why do I worry? God knows what I need. And I think there is that whole thing of, just really fastening on to that just now, of there is a lot of worry and anxiety, but actually God's got this. And then the middle 8, not to be confused with the after 8, is God's not worried, so why do I worry? And it's just repeating that phrase over and over. And I think there is that whole thing of, capturing that truth. Actually, right now, we're all worried and the world's in turmoil, but actually none of this is taking God by surprise. He's not worried about this. And if we trust everything to him, then actually we shouldn't worry either. So, will we have a listen and you can tell me what you think?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Okay.
Sing over me, and I receive your mercy. Your faithfulness is clear to see. It's constant every day. In the morning, you sing over me. Receive your mercy. Your faithfulness is clear to see. It's like the sunrise, constant every day. Every breath I breathe, an invitation to believe you are creating something good. Though this season doesn't tell my story, I know trust him. Come on, oh, we can trust him. God's not worried, so why do I worry? 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 Oh, God's not worried, so why do I worry? Hey, God's not worried, so why do I worry? God's not worried, so why do I worry? Yeah. God's not worried, so why do I worry? Oh, God's not worried, so why do I worry? Why do I worry? Why do I worry? Oh, why do I worry? God knows what I need. He does, He does. Why do I worry? Why do I worry? Why do I worry? God knows what I need. So I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough. 'Cause He's more than enough, and He knows what I need. So I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough. 'Cause He's more than enough, and He knows what I need. Yes, He does, He knows. He knows, He knows.
Okay, guys, so that was I Will Give Thanks by Housefires, featuring, what's the name of the singer? Kirby, have you got it there, Paul?
Kirby Capel. Kirby Capel.
Kirby Cable?
Kirby, is that not what girls put in their hair? Kirby grips?
Kirby Grip, yeah. I don't think,
Yeah.
so there's two videos, so we've shown the lyric video on this, and we can maybe put in the link to this as well, or the comments on this, the link to the performance video. I don't think she's got Kirby Grips in, but she does have her feet out. What is that with worship leaders these days doing the whole worship in my bare feet?
Standing on holy ground, isn't it? But Andrew's toes are too hairy.
Yeah, let's not let's not do that.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Not even
ground
not even
was holy.
Jesus.
No. You told me? No.
So, we can do that. We'll put in the link to the performance video and everyone can look at Kirby's hair toes. So, what's your thoughts on the song, guys?
I
what do you
think it's a great song. A really, really good song. Really love it. Would listen to that very, very regularly. Very enjoyable, very catchy, very simple, not overcomplicated. I really love it, and just like you were saying as well before, Fraser, it's just so unbelievably apt. To just get the lyrics here, unbelievably apt for the kind of season we're in just now as well, isn't there? that whole general theme of,
Yeah.
God's got this, don't worry. The one lyric that I suppose kind of stood out to me was the little section just before the bit that you mentioned, Fraser, where it says that every breath I breathe is an invitation to believe that you're creating something good. Oh, is what the lyrics say.
Oh.
But just that that thought that that every day is an invitation from God, just to recognise that every good and perfect gift comes from Him, that He works together all things for the good of those that love Him. It's just solidly built around Scripture, and some cracking lyrics in there.
That lyric caught my attention as well, because it's that whole thing, isn't it, where every breath an invitation to believe you're creating something good, is almost like, as long as I'm breathing, God is creating something good for me. It's that in all things God works for the good of those that love Him. The goodness of God is following me and chasing me down every step of the way. So as long as I'm breathing, then I can believe that you are creating something good. It's just such a profound lyric.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just so simple, though, isn't it? That's the thing that I keep getting. It's just such a simple thought. Don't worry, because God's not worried. It's so simple, and sometimes when you're in the midst of crisis, or you're in the midst of something, you just want to punch somebody in the face when they say that to you. But it's actually a real profound thought that I think you really need to kind of catch it, don't you? Rather than somebody just tell it to you, you need that kind of own personal revelation.
Absolutely, and we think about that biblical thought and pause on that for a moment, just to kind of ask and clarify: have you punched anybody in the face?
Yes. Tell Jesus, ask for forgiveness. Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of anger management issues right there, Andrew, as I said.
So talking about anger management, Andrew, what's your thoughts
on the song?
On the song.
I think so. When I was listening to it, I was listening to this on Spotify. Other listening platforms are available, but when I was listening to it, what really stuck out to me was that it just seamlessly flowed between that song and all the other songs in the album. It's very much a congregational. It's like you're plonked in the middle of the church, like as they're just worshipping together. Which it's just something from Housefires in general. Like all of their albums feel very much like you are not. And not that it's not a polished performance thing. Like it is very, very good and professionally done, but you feel that you're in the church with them. You kind of almost surrounded by everybody that's singing, and so the way that they've written it with the kind of different chord structures and things means that it flows seamlessly between these different songs, and you get this real flow of almost a personal journey that they've gone through as they've been writing this, of understanding that God's not enough, therefore understanding that God's more than enough, therefore there's no reason why we should worry. Like it's that flow from top down of the song of that it's you almost, I'm trying to word this better, you're almost going on the journey with the person that's singing it of, despite the stuff that I've gone through, I can understand that God is good in every situation, therefore why should I worry? And it's that flow that goes through the whole thing, which I really appreciated. I thought it was very, very good.
Yeah, and just I know that you're musically minded like that, Andrew. What were you able to pick up what key they're doing it in originally?
No.
No.
I don't have perfect pitch. I would say that I'm not going to guess because I'm going to be way off.
In case you're wrong, okay. But I know that you can do that.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because you're rare.
Sorry, I don't
Talented.
mean to be. No.
That's okay.
Just
socks. Why couldn't they wear socks? Like, I get the whole holy ground thing, right? But why do the feet need to be bare?
Because maybe they're in a really hot part of America, and
could they not just wear socks?
Like little
I find that
socks.
a real distraction to worship. Yeah, the little trainer socks.
I must admit, I did not notice that she had her feet out.
Well,
I didn't notice it. Yeah,
it was only at one point it was in the bridge, I think it was, maybe it was in the after eight, but you know, she kind of kicked her heel back, and I was like, oh, feet are out, game changer. But I do think, in all seriousness, the kind of, obviously the big bit that attracted me to the song was that, you know, God's not worried, so why should I worry? Because I really felt like that was like, yeah, I totally need to take that as my mantra right now. But it was, as the bridge began to build more and more and more, you know, you began to find yourself going, yeah, God's not worried, why should I worry? You know, it kind of built up to that kind of,
Yeah.
absolutely, that it moves from being just a, you know, a kind of statement of belief that you can sometimes say flippantly to an actual declaration. God is not worried.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why should I have to worry right now?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people aren't fans of lyrics just being repeated over and over and over and over again. But I think this song is a classic example of why sometimes that's needed, because we don't always catch the lyric or the truth of it or the reality of it first time. And so we do need to, you know, we've been worrying for something, we've been worrying about something for 10 years. Okay, so why do we think if we sing it for, you know, once or twice in a song that it's going to change our mind? Like, we need to repeat it over and over and over again until we get it, or until I get it through my thick head, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like you kind of fasten your soul onto it, isn't it? Like
it's meditation, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
It's meditating on the truth of God and on the truth of the word, and yeah,
it's good.
Good song.
Very good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good choice, Fraser. That was awesome. Well done.
Yes, well
Thank
done.
you very much. Cheers.
So, this has been episode 1 of our podcast together. I hope you've taken something from it. Yes, guys, I'm closing this off. And just be encouraged. We will be putting all of these songs into a playlist to share out as well. The link to this this song that we've just listened to will be in the comments down below. Please feel free to check it out. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your thoughts are. And we will see you all again very soon. Fraser, are you up for a wave?
Aye, all right then.
Maybe a thumbs up.
A thumbs up or a wave? I don't know. That was well done. Bye.
Nice one, guys. See you later.
Bye.
See you later, guys. Thank you.
Bye. I don't know how to stop it. How do you stop it? Do you know
You
how to
hit the
stop
button.
it? Okay.
It's the button that
I've got it.
says
Stop